on this note, thank you Trescon for having me here. I'm really thankful to all the partners, to all the sponsors. Kudos and congratulations to Team Trescon, and above all the wonderful participants present here who really made this event possible. Let me start this presentation. I think last year, August 2022, we celebrated 75 years of independence. We strongly believe this is our moment. This is India's moment to deliver that promise. Last couple of years, we saw a lot of pain, we saw a lot of grief. I think each of us went through a specific bout of unfortunate events, which really tested our grit, our determination, our courage, our characteristic, and above all, our resilience. But on the same hand, it really leapfrogged countries' digital appetite for transformation. What we could not achieve in last so many decades, were able to transform in next couple of years, in last few years. I mean, there's so many glaring examples which are there. Specifically, if you look at examples like UPI, right? That's one dream story which has been discussed in every possible forum. And probably, by the way, when we talk about UPI and those numbers, those are the infrastructure which are executed by partners who were there a little while on the stage. UPI started in 2016, and it took 3 years for us to reach 1 billion transactions. 3 years. Another 12 months, we clocked another billion. 9 months, we clocked another billion. That's the kind of growth rate. Today, as we talk, we clock close to around 8 billion transactions happening on those x86 platforms, right? And I think there are few of the reports which suggest next couple of years, could be 4 or 5 years, we are eyeing close to 30 billion transactions every month. Imagine from a billion transaction way back in 2019, right, to a billion transaction a day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about 30x growth probably in less than a decade. That's kind of exponential growth which this country is looking forward to. The second piece, internet, right? I mean, if we were to call 3 human fundamental needs, which was like food, shelter, and clothing, probably I think internet is jostling to get into one of them. Probably a one time of a meal, I can skip, but couple of hours of downtime on internet, I don't think is acceptable. Today, we as a country, we consume close to 12 to 14 GB of mobile data every month. And that's the highest in the world, globally, right? Higher than China and US. Again, an estimate, this is likely to reach up to 40 GB or 50 GB thanks to advent of 5G and 6G network. That's kind of potential that India has. Third, look at our startup, right? Our startup ecosystem, unicorns. Last year, we added 44 unicorns in our kitty. Today, with 100 plus unicorns, we are the third largest ecosystem in the world after US and China. I know with the economic headwinds that we have, a lot of winter funding, etc., being spoken about, but I think our startup ecosystem and unicorns are still growing strong, right? They are challenging established enterprise to really modernize or perish. That is what, and I'm sure there are a lot of figures which are there in terms of second largest population, which is in median age of 29 years, AI talent concentration, ICT spending, so much and so forth. But we are just getting warmed up. We are so excited about the opportunities that lie ahead of us. So the question is, what is Intel India doing about this opportunity? Let me try and touch upon what is our relationship with this country. Today, we are strongly committed, and we are more committed than ever to India. We've been in India from last 30 years, right? Today, Intel India is the largest research and development site for Intel outside of US, with more than 14,000 employees and investment close to around $8 billion, right? Today, we feel immensely pride. Many of the leading products that world runs on were developed at Intel India site, right? Not only that, we invest very heavily in our partner ecosystem with 1,000 plus partners that bring these technologies to life. Not only in terms of technology, we are also investing. We are also investing heavily in all our CSR activities, idea of giving it back to the community. Last year, we clocked close to 18,000 voluntarily hours, right? In terms of whether there were projects around lake restoration, teaching to primary students in rural areas, talking about environmental awareness, could be recycling of plastic. Not only that, there's a huge investment which we are doing for the future, and that future is youth, right? We've got programs like AI for Youth, where we have trained more than 3.5 lakh students on AI. In fact, CBSE and Intel holds a Guinness record of training more than 13,000 students on AI virtually in a single session of a classroom. That's the kind of commitment which Intel has for this country. Shifting gears, another question is, and obviously, and that is the reason why we have all got together, saying what are Intel's plan and what is Intel planning in terms of technology roadmap? What are the next steps that they're trying to do? For that, today, if you look at Intel, what we are trying to do is to harness 5 superpowers that we speak about, right? 1, ubiquitous compute. 2nd, pervasive connectivity. 3rd, cloud to edge infra. 4th, AI. And 5th is sensing. Today, Intel is amongst very, very few organizations globally who has an end-to-end capability, right from your software to your silicon, to your platform, to your processes and packaging. And above, the most important part is ability to scale, right? That is the reason you see there's a lot of investment and announcement that is done by Intel. As we discussed, what you can see on right-hand side are manufacturing fabs which are there. In fact, we've announced last year 2 additional fab, one which is already work in progress at Arizona, and second one which is going to be there in Europe, right? And we are doing this at a very, very torrid pace. With this new fabs, what we are trying to do is to create 5 nodes in next 4 years. With this new fabs, we are no more going to talk about nanometer technology. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ushering into era of angstrom silicon, right? That's the kind of technology that we are building on. And with this technology, what comes out are leadership product, our technology leadership, our product leadership across all business units, right? Be it cloud computing group, be it data center, be it AI accelerators, be it GPU, be it IPU, be it FPGA, and many more. So there's interesting set of products which are getting lined up for all of you. The moot question is saying, with so much of technology enhancement, how does this really help to elevate my pain point as a customer? And today, all the technologies that we spoke about, probably if we start from the morning, and I really like the first thing which I heard saying, every guy who is there in the stage needs to be challenged. And we really like to be challenged for what we do for technology. Because what we believe, I think challenge breeds innovation. Innovation really helps to deliver products. Products will help to create demand. Demand will get economies of scale. And again, you'll go back to the... So this is a complete cycle of innovation. I think it is very important for every organization to really get challenged on this front. So when you talk about technology, essentially it needs to translate to an end user. It needs to translate to end customer workloads. And today, if you look at workloads, what we fundamentally believe, and if I had to divide both workloads and platform, there are 3 challenges for any workload. It is workload performance, it is your workload throughput, and third is your workload latency. Similarly, if you look at the platform which manages those workload, what we have is performance per watt. We're looking at energy efficiency. We are looking at utilization of cores, right, when you're looking at a platform. And third important part is the TCO, or the cost of optimization. These are fundamental stuff. Let's try and touch upon on few of the fast-growing workloads that we have today, right? And those are around AI, analytics, HPC, security, storage. And precisely if you note from the beginning of this session, the morning, each of this topic has been a discussion, be it digital transformation, what Ram covered on artificial intelligence, we had session on cloud, and the last session that was on security, effectively touches upon all this workload. And I think there is an overwhelming majority or consensus, these are the one which are fast-growing workloads. Now, I think most of us, and I'm sure I see many of my industry friends who are there for more than 2 decades, I think we have witnessed a sea change from those mainframe days to your 2-tier application rollout, to your 3-tier, which included your database, you included your business logic or application, and then you have your presentation layer or what we call web layer. But today, if you look at the applications, we have come a very, very long way, right? The earlier applications were all single-threaded application, which used to thrive on those single threads which are frequency-driven. That means higher the frequency, better the performance would be. But then the things shifted. With multi-threaded application, we started to scale horizontally rather than vertically, right? Where each of those multi-threaded application trying to take leverage of those cores. Similarly, if you also look at the infrastructure side, what we started with physical bare metal servers, then we transformed ourselves into virtualization, containerization, microservices, and then now we are talking about serverless compute. So that's the kind of evolution that has happened in workload. And hence, we believe it is very important for us to really focus on workload, use cases, and application. So I think one of the very logical question comes up in everybody's mind. Today, if you look at my workloads or application, everybody has a hybrid environment. Since I was talking on sidelines during the lunch, today every organization have set of applications which are legacy in nature. It is very difficult to get rid of those. We will have to work with, let's agree to the fact, irrespective of whatever new age workload that we talk about, unless until if you are born in cloud, you're digital native, will not be able to change. We will live with these legacy workloads. How do I manage my legacy workload and marry it with new age workloads and applications? They are either cloud-based. It could be on-prem cloud, it could be public cloud. I need one platform. I need one infrastructure which is able to manage best of both the worlds, be it legacy or new infrastructure. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I feel extremely proud and excited to present all new Intel Xeon 4th Gen scalable platform. I think we've got a small message from our Vice President and General Manager, Intel Xeon Products, Lisa Spillman. And she's going to talk about what this product entails and what is all this designed about. If you could just please roll the video.
Hello to our Intel customers, partners, and press in India. Let me be one of the first to thank you for your participation today as we celebrate the launch of our 4th Gen Intel Xeon scalable processors and other highly anticipated innovations. Our partners and customers in India are rapidly accelerating the future of digital transformation. Our 4th Gen Xeon scalable processors have the most built-in accelerators of any data center CPU and represent our approach to deliver what customers want. I want to recognize our customers in India for being a part of this journey. At Intel, we have never been more confident in our roadmap and our ability to deliver products that will change the industry.
Thank you. There was a small message from Lisa. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a platform which is Intel's most feature-rich server platform, right? This platform has been built with it has been built grounds up, keeping your workload first approach, right? Everything around this platform is not only in terms of frequency or cores, but kind of workloads that has been built in. Actually, if you ask me, it is a technology marvel which really hosts at least 8 to 10 large workloads where each of the application will be able to take benefits of them. The second piece, as we spoke about, it includes all workloads for all your new age application, be it AI, be it analytics, be it storage, be it security, be it HPC, or be it networking. The third piece is the sustenance part, that what we heard in morning as well. Green is a new black. And that is what this platform brings in, right? Very highly efficient platform. If you look at the power optimized mode, this platform saves up to 20% of your existing power without compromising on the performance. That's the foundation, that's the USP that we are talking about this platform. In fact, this was a tech talk and then I was discouraged, and in fact, I was thinking, saying I'll not try and cover a few of the features, but old habits die hard. 2 decades in this industry and you can't hold yourself back when you got plethora of features, there are plethora of benefits which comes with this platform. Let me try and run with few of them with you. First, in terms of CPU, obviously the latest and greatest CPU. But if you look under the cycle, what we call IPC, here you will find a faster UPI bandwidth between processor, messaging which happens between both the processors. Apart from that, fundamental, this is the only x86 platform globally. Let me repeat, this is the only x86 platform globally which has ability to scale from single socket to 8 socket. That means you can have a server where 8 CPUs on a single platform can be combined for that behemoth to run your mission critical applications. So if you're looking for applications which are light in nature, single prog. If you're looking for your workhorse application, which is your day-to-day or cloud application, you got dual prog. For any of the high-end applications, you got 4-way servers, and for mission critical applications which are pertaining to your ERP, to your database, etc., you got an 8-socket offering as well, right? Apart from CPUs, look at the memory enhancement that we have done. The previous one we had DDR5. With this platform, what we are introducing, the DDR4, what we are introducing with this platform is a DDR5 memory. What we used to clock at 32 mega transfers per second, now we are talking about 48 mega transfers per second, which is 1.5x time the improvement. Not only on your speeds and transfers, but we are also improvising in terms of your RAS features, right? Higher reliability, higher availability, and higher serviceability. Apart from memory, if you look at your PCI slots or IOs, from PCI 4.0, we are moving to PCI 5.0. From 40 lanes to 80 lanes, we are getting into 2x, the double the IO capacity that we have on this particular platform. The third most important part is CXL, what you call Compute Express Link, right? 1.1. I think few of you may be aware, but this is a new standard, which is a new open standard developed by Intel, and now Intel is leading this consortium. Essentially, what this particular, innovation does, it has got an extremely high speed, bandwidth, and storage to communicate from CPU to device and CPU to memory, right? Now, this particular link would help you directly communicate your devices rather than waiting for a chipset or a memory to go through it. So essentially, the devices which will get really benefited on this are your smart NICs, your FPGAs, your GPUs, your IPUs, and your ASICs, which will happen. Intel continues with this tradition, right? That's our legacy, that's our lineage, that's our pedigree. If you look at those standards which are currently established, and we believe those de facto standards, those were either introduced by Intel or we were part of that consortium. Think about Ethernet, think about USB, think about DDR, think about Thunderbolt, think about Wi-Fi, right? 2003 when we launched Centrino, I mean Wi-Fi was like almost not there, and today, could you imagine a spot which could be without Wi-Fi even in rural India? That's kind of a standard, ladies and gentlemen, that we established at Intel. Not only about these physical features, I think what we also spoke about was on workload accelerators. And there are tons of them, but let me try and touch upon few of them which really makes a lot of sense. The first one, what you see is in-memory analytics accelerator. Today, most of the leading workloads that you think about would have in-memory database, right? If you could name few of them, the largest one, SAP HANA, in-memory database. Oracle database in-memory, Microsoft SQL, Aerospike, Redis, and list goes on. This is an accelerator which gives you an innate ability to really accelerate all the workloads which are in memory. In fact, we have few of the products like persistent memory, where your complete data resides in memory rather than on a storage, which is one of the lowest components in an architecture. It resides in memory to give you that faster transaction available at any given point of time. There are other accelerators like data streaming, accelerators like dynamic load balancing. This is what comes with Intel 4th Gen Xeon platform. Apart from that, there are too many extensions that we've included, right? And few of them are one which are very, very conducive for both your scalar as well as parallel application. Essentially, just to sum it up, it really gorges upon your elastic compute model, which really works for your applications which are like containerized based microservices, or any of your artificial intelligence which is highly used in a lot of data center compute, right? Those are the ones. Apart from this extension, the third piece which really brings on table is security. And in fact, I was thinking of allocating at least 4 or 5 minutes of talking about SGX, but I think SGX has been extensively covered in the previous session. Essentially what it does, if I had to sum it up, it protects your data irrespective of what state it is, whether it is in rest, whether it is in flight, or whether even if it is getting computed in memory or CPU. And it is done all at a hardware level, right? With hardware encryption, hardware level attestation in those hardened enclaves in which this particular security thing relies. Apart from that, there's also something called Intel QAT, which is known as Quick Assist technology. Essentially, this is an accelerator which helps you both encrypt as well as decrypt your data without putting any additional overhead on your CPU. So there are tons of features which are there. I would highly encourage and appreciate each of you in case if you haven't visited, there's Intel booth and they are all partners booth which are available who are ready with our 4th Gen Xeon scalable processor. While I speak so much about this platform, the common question is, what's the proof, right? And the proof of the pudding is when you see the numbers. As I said in the beginning, this is a platform which is conducive both for your legacy application as well as your new age workload. Just look at for a few of the mind-boggling numbers which are there. We are talking about 53% improvement on average gains for any of your generic compute. One workload which gets immensely benefited and which all of us are aware is artificial intelligence. Look at the number enhancement. We are talking about 10x improvement, whether it is on inference, whether it is on training or any of the AI workload. 10x, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this platform brings into capability. Even if you look at the networking part, whether it is for networking and storage, we are talking about 2x improvement. If we are talking about HPC and data analytics, we are talking about 3x improvement. That's kind of improvement that we've got on this particular platform. And there are tons of workloads that we can share with you, be it on database, be it on application, be it on hyper-converged infrastructure. But the key and most important part is today, all our leading partners and OEMs are ready with this platform. So any of you, and in fact, I had very interesting discussion with few of our existing customers where they're already migrating from 3rd Gen to 4th Gen. Those platforms are available to quote. I'm sure it will take some time for delivery, physical inventory, etc. My request would be, please talk to your respective OEM partners and your account managers to figure out the delivery timelines for this particular platform. So I think with this, we come to end of this presentation, but I just want to leave you with few messages. One, this is very important. This is our moment. This is India's moment to deliver the promise. And the kind of opportunities that we have ahead of us, I think we are extremely excited, and I'm sure most of you are as well, right? Second, we are extremely committed to India as a country and will continue to invest in this country through our manpower, through our resources, through our technology. The third important piece, we will continue to harness those 5 superpowers that we spoke about. We'll continue to invest in newer technologies, in newer fab, so that we can come and bring back latest and greatest product available at your disposal for your usage. The fourth piece, Intel Xeon Scalable Platform is the most feature-rich server platform for Intel. This is the most comprehensive data center portfolio available globally, right? And in terms of numbers, figures, etc., you've already gone through it. So essentially, what we end up is not only that you can count on us, but you can always count on us. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a patient listener, participant. Thank you for this event. I'm just 30 seconds away. In case if there are any question, I'll try and fill them. Otherwise, I'm available till evening. Happy to have a chat or discussion offline. Okay, so I think I'll give back those 30 seconds. Thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day ahead. Please take care.